Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Long and Thick podcast, where we help you navigate that noise and cut through that bullshit in the health and wellness space. Ronnie Grant, how we doing?
Pretty good. I am over-caffeinated at this point.
Is there such a thing at this point?
No. I'm probably also immune to caffeine. I could just have an IV up the ass at all times. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Don't know if I want to be sodomized by coffee necessarily, but
Same.
Either way, I mean, if it comes to the point, if we just get so desensitized to it, if that's our only option, I guess I'm not opposed to it.
A different kind of drip, reverse drip, they would call
Lord.
it.
Oh,
All right,
good
we're going to take
Lord.
you to the back.
Just wheel me out. What a future. What a future that would be.
Indeed.
What's new in your world?
I had mama bread
First time.
with you
Yeah.
this morning before this, which was delightful.
Welcome to the Sunday ritual, my friend.
Highly recommend. You want to know where I parked?
Oh, yes.
Russell.
Oh. Whoa. Yeah. So I had met Ronnie. I was like, hey, get there a little earlier because the line gets pretty extreme in the morning.
And I was there.
Yeah.
Sort
And
of.
at 7:52, he's like, I'm walking up. Okay.
Sick.
I'm sitting there just doodling in my pad. Oh yeah, okay, maybe. And like for a second, I thought maybe you just went somewhere else.
Wrong. Yeah.
I was like, but no. I was like, you good? And then 10 minutes later, he shows up.
I waltzed in.
But yeah, we had a good time.
It was fantastic. Thanks for the exposure.
Of course.
Yeah. We got some new beans finally. The JJ beans have made their way. They've been featured in, I feel like, in every beginning riff discussion. So
I mean, it's worth it though, because I'm excited for you to try it.
I'm very
it
excited.
It is a great experience. And also shout out Delaney Ramsdell, just because I saw her last night at his party. And I'm like, I'll try to do my best to shout you out every single episode.
There you go.
She was pumped
to hear her name.
on the one for the in and out list. So
Hell yeah.
if she gives me a reason to, I'll try to get it every episode. So that just might be a theme as well. Speaking of themes,
Love it.
we are going to add a workout of the week for the listeners, just so you can kind of see where our head and bodies are at and perhaps get some morsels of things to experiment with, try kind of how we would lay a program out, what we're kind of working on. We'll do an each week release. We'll do a day of our lifting rotation, kind of give you guys some things to play with.
Yeah. So the structure is going to be this week. We're going to give you an example of a good upper lift. The following will be a lower. Then we're going to go full body and then a accessory day. So by the end of the month, in theory, you'd have a pretty cool potential routine to try and then play with. And yeah, we figured it'd be a cool way to just provide another layer of value.
Sure.
So that being said, if we're going upper 5, you want to do 5 lifts?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. You pick the first.
Squat. Okay.
I was like, fuck.
No, just completely missed it.
Today's our full day.
Yeah.
I guess.
For what I'm most commonly doing is going to be a stabilized version of a chest press. Nothing wrong with barbell bench press or dumbbell bench press. I just like expressing the maximum amount of strength in a stable exercise. So that could be anything like a seated chest press, a hammer strength. There are lying like Arsenal or hammer strength style chest press, or is even Dynabody standing chest press. Regardless, just the plane of motion is stabilized laterally, so you can really just send it that way. And that's generally where I would start on a upper body day.
Cool. Now, out of curiosity, does your head go into alternating movement arc into push, pull? Like, would you want to go into like the inverse on a lat pull? Which
I do. I generally rotate that. That's not to say there's anything wrong with going into sequenced just pushing movements. I like the breakup person. I find myself I perform better.
Yeah.
I'm able to progress better and faster if I give myself a little bit of a reprieve, even if it's just a single exercise difference. Personally, it's just a preference.
Okay, so we got some form of your favorite stabilized chest press that lets you push maximally. What are we thinking in terms of, and these sets and reps will be the case for pretty much every single exercise we're going to list, but what structure do you think we should follow in terms of week 1.
Yep. Week 1, I would look at it if you've not done these kinds of exercises before. I would diagnostically use weeks 1 and 2 to give yourself a comfortable 8 to 10 rep range, where by say rep 8 or by rep 10, you're like, oh, I find that kind of challenging. For anyone like myself or the people that I train, I try to shift the intensity arc to where that then by week 3 or 4, the 6 to 8 range is where things start being like, oh, once you're acclimated, what you think is nearing failure for you when you're first getting started, you get comfortable, and then you're like, oh, that actually wasn't as extreme as I thought it was. And then you start bringing the reps down a little bit, bringing the intensity up as a crossover, and then you get to have more fun, move more weight, and Bob's your uncle, so to speak. So rep scheme, easy way I look at it is for the 5 exercises that we're going to cover, somewhere in the 6 to 10 rep range, 3 sets per exercise, bare minimum of 90 seconds of rest between sets.
Love it.
Easy one.
Fabulous template.
What about you? We'll switch it over for you, our second upper body lift.
Yeah. So I would instinctively go to like a pull-up, wider grip. If pull-ups are really tough or you feel like you have weird imbalanced kind of stuff, just assist it from the get-go and really, really focus on, your elbow pull and that drive and connection through yanking through the bar kind of vibe. If that's too daunting or just like not of interest, then you could replace that with like a good lat pull down. I think going from this, forward pushing plane into that up down is the sweet spot. So I would give you either pull-ups, assisted or non, or a good lat pull down.
Right on.
Okay.
Same kind of approach to rep scheme.
Yep. Same idea. Pull-ups I think are just naturally really exhausting. People tend to breathe real shitty during things like that. They like to hold their breath and things. So
well, it's also interesting too, to that exact point, is if you ever do say hangs or dead hangs, things like that, the pressure that you get as your pec starts to stretch out. It'll
squeeze the air out of you. Yeah,
for sure. Which unless you're not actually having a conscious effort to breathe deeper, you're going to shallow that stuff up rep after rep. And to your point, pretty much like asphyxiate yourself.
Yeah.
By the end of it.
Yeah. And you'll feel like you have way less leverage because your muscle's ability to contract is much weaker than you can internally create pressure, right? So like having the tire full from the get-go is going to give you much more oomph out of your muscle, because you can't out muscle shitty leverage. Like it just doesn't work.
Sure.
And that's always going to be relative to the person, but just remember, breathe. Same type of rep scheme. If you're fresh, make it a little bit more chill, a little bit more volume as you're getting acclimated. If you know what you're doing, then let it rip.
Right on.
Number 3,
we can just kind of go axially, kind of do the inverse of what you're just talking about. I would do, as long as your shoulders and your neck can support it, I would go something overhead. So something in that vertical plane. I love a good dip variation, but I think for general population, being able to get something chest press and overhead will probably get them farther in terms of mileage and structural growth, things like that. I would do, again, another machine modality, and it could be either wide grip or neutral grip, depending on what your shoulders and elbows can support. Everybody's body is different. And some people just agree with certain arrangements on certain machines differently. So, but same thing, try to limit the shrugging up into the neck and trying to like that band of pressure behind in your mid trap and through the shoulders. It's really easy to get stressed and do this. Try to keep your shoulders low. And same thing, 6 to 10 reps. That one, especially now that we're 2 workouts in, your overall fatigue level might be a little bit higher. This one does start to get you pretty quickly.
True.
So I would err on the side of caution, not to scare anybody, but just it is a more demanding exercise, and you feel like you have less to give in that particular range of motion. So same thing, 6 to 10 reps, just be gracious to yourself in terms of your load. But
Yeah, this is a good call out to our nerdism. But if you're like, oh, cool, this is a great example program, whatever. By the time we get through it, you can take the piece that you want to prioritize the most and just put it first.
For sure. Yes.
So it's not like, oh, you fucked up if you did like chest and then X and then Y and whatever thing. It's just more. We're coming up with a good balance structure that's not going to have things be necessarily too fatigued, but at the end of the day, the battery's getting drained by every single thing you're doing, as it should. So if you feel like you're caring more about developing larger shoulder muscles, then put that at the top of your working set.
Yeah, no, excellent call out, because people don't often really consider the effects of how sequencing will allow them to progress or not. And I'll see people at the gym, sometimes they will start with a really small accessory movement. And then
to like
4 exercises
stuff. Yeah.
Then 4 exercises later doing something heavy and compounded. Like, do you want your biceps to be bigger?
Right.
Like, well, no. I was like, then why did you start with curls?
Right. Right.
So that's a good call out, is prioritizing what you absolutely either need to bring up in terms of ability or in terms of muscle muscle size.
Hell yeah.
And effect. So yeah.
Love
good
it.
Call out. Exercise 4.
I would just go into a little bit more of a unilateral pull. So I love to use the seated upright row on the cable. And I would have folks do single side and then pull back and reach the opposing arm for sure in that 8 to 10 range, because that is also pretty exhausting. Again, you probably breathe like shit. People tend to get super archy as they pull back and just like excessively lean. But yeah, that's probably the perfect counter to the heavy shoulder press and getting some good torso rotation, focusing on just like good motion through that thoracic stuff.
Nice.
There's 4.
That's 4. For 5, I'd probably just make this an easy tricep press down. Looking forward to how this will lay out in terms of an entire program. I would want something transverse, both in terms of chest and rear delts. However, I think in terms of the energy stores that you have left, what your nervous system's already gone through, I would just leave this in a smaller muscle group, tricep, and then do something like a chest fly on full body day and then a rear delt fly on accessory day. Looking forward toward that. So this would just be a tricep press down. I like just a cable variant. This one would just be bilateral at the moment, just both hands on a bar or whatever your choice of implement would be. 6 to 10 reps. Keep your shoulders back and down. It gets really easy also for your shoulder. You're trying to leverage over it or try to like press with your chest a little bit. So keep shoulders back and down. Articulate through the elbow, brace your core. As you get really adept at tricep press downs, it does become more of a core balancing exercise than a tricep exercise sometimes. Like when you're really sending it, I myself or clients that I work with, they're like, I felt that in my abs the day after. It's
this
like,
is an oblique ripper.
Yeah, you will. Yep. So that's how I would make it nice and easy, pedal down. You're in and out of the gym in 45 minutes, as long as you're focusing on the absolute intensity and channeling what you need to channel into the lifts and resting and recovering properly. You will see adequate progress week to week.
Yeah. So recap, we got stable chest press,
Either
lat pull down or pull up.
Yep.
Then we have
Overhead press.
Then we're going into single arm row. So alternating sides, and then into tricep press down.
Yeah. And what a lot of people get caught up with is that might not feel like it's enough, but if your intensity and your execution in that is as hard as you possibly can within safe reason, that is all you need. And it's feeling less and working more about progression and advancement rather than feeling how shitty you can make yourself feel in the gym.
Yeah.
So minimum effective dose rather than maximum effective dose.
Yeah. You still need to recover. The time in between. It's so fascinating how, still there, I don't know that we'll ever fully cross the threshold of people embracing this as much as I wish that they would, right? Because there is something oddly satisfying about doing a working set of something to like horrendous failure, especially when it's like a lighter load and you're just boiling.
Yeah.
But that is not where your biggest gains are going to come from. There's a time and a place for that. It's not like that doesn't need to exist ever, but if that is 90% of your training, like you're really,
you're going to run out of mileage real quick.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to get caught up in that neurotic feedback of, oh, I must be growing because I'm annihilating myself every single day.
Draw or pick up my phone or sit on the toilet.
So that is a narrative that does need to change, and people will be better for it. They will feel better for it. They will advance their physical goals faster for it. But alas, we'll keep saying what we need to say week after week about that very same thing. Granted, we burnt a lot of time just to kind of set this premise up, but we'll go quicker in weeks to come just to kind of go through this program so you have it. Now, this episode today, top 3 of top 3. So we are giving each other our top 3 in 3 very important categories around lifestyle, mostly health and wellness and fitness. Those categories being our deserted island exercises, top 3 supplements, and then top 3 values, which you can get stronger, you can get fitter, but if you don't have a good value system behind it, your life is not as enriched as it could be. Your relationships will not be as enriched as it could be.
For sure.
That's where we're at. But I will say it's kind of brought to riff a tiny bit. We talked about the idea of something a little bit less health and wellness based, and cars came up, and this just made me think like boyish nostalgia, calendar seeking behavior. When you're a kid, what do you want to see on the wall? What do you want to manifest? What was, as a kid or now, what was your singular grail vehicle?
The single grail vehicle. Oh boy. So my dad was a mechanic for 30 years. My uncle was super into cars. Like cars were a huge part of my life growing up. The 2 vehicles that they would tout for my dad would be a Cadillac Brougham. And for my uncle was a Countach Lamborghini. So I wanted to set myself apart and have forever come back to a E30.
Okay.
And not necessarily like the M3, but if we're talking grail, then yeah, I would say a fucking brand new 88 M3 BMW 3 Series. Yeah,
nice.
that is the vehicle if I'm in that. I mean, it's $130,000 car probably at this point. So yeah. What do you got?
I mean, mine's a bit more extreme, but it's just the car that just ingrained itself in my psyche of what power and performance in a sports car could be. That was it was like a limited edition. It was a street going version of their GT car, but it was a McLaren F1 LM in papaya orange.
I remember this car. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just, at the time, nothing could touch it in terms of performance. And even still to the day, I mean, its performance benchmarks are astounding for the time that it was created in. And yeah, but I think they go now at auction like 25 plus million.
Yeah, because it is such a grail of But
yeah, there's just you look at it, and to me, it just elicits this crazy response. Like that is peak pinnacle performance. That is a beautiful car.
Fuck yeah.
Where things in the modern day, the study of certain curvatures or certain geometric shapes on vehicles is like, it just doesn't resonate with me nearly the same. But yeah, that one just hit as a kid.
There's a purity to both of the cars that we listed that is just like the driving experience is the point, right?
Yeah.
And so
it's not practical. For you, it actually is practical. You could daily that for sure.
Yeah.
A McLaren F1 LM is not practical at all.
No.
But again, I cannot help the gravitas that
for sure
it has over me. I was like, oh my Lord, that thing is just...
At the very least, I hope you get to drive one.
Probably unlikely. But either way, we'll manifest it.
Yes.
We'll manifest it.
Yeah.
I will drive a McLaren F1 at some point in my life.
I love it.
And not on Gran Turismo.
Fuck no. Yeah. With the really gangster controller setup and a wiggle seat.
Sim.
Yeah. Cool. Let's start with our first category.
Deserted island exercises.
So here, if it's not abundantly clear, we picked the top 3 things that we would have to be limited to. And so I'll go first. Yeah.
Please.
Okay. I'll just list them out and then sort of give the why. An offset walking lunge,
Okay.
holding something, fucking rock, a coconut, whatever.
Yeah. A log.
Log.
A warthog carcass, perhaps.
Oh, that was good. Switch grip pull-ups. So you find a good branch and just alternating your grip. And then I said a tree or stone or warthog pickup. So you're just doing like fucking pick this shit up and put it over your shoulder and drop it and then do the other side. It's essentially what I said would be my only exercise if I had to pick one for the rest of my life many
sandbag
moons
pickup.
ago. Yep. Of just like, this feels like it hits a lot of things as best as possible.
Sure.
So yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward. I think, there's not too much to explain in terms of the why. It's just as many important planes as possible. The offset walking lunge, you have to stabilize a lot. You do it on the beach because island, right? The pull-ups, you better fucking be able to pull yourself up and go get fruit or whatever. And you know, who doesn't want to have sick arms and shoulders and a back?
Yeah.
And then just picking up stones is fucking gangster. There's something very grunt and
very primal.
caveman-esque that just feels good about like, yo, can you lift that?
I'm a Cro-Magnon diesel man.
That's right. Watch this.
Even though there's no one around.
So cool.
Yeah, so look at this crab. Look at that.
Hey, pelican.
Yeah.
You fucking get an audience eventually of just birds. Oh my God.
That would be great.
What do you got?
Not too dissimilar. So on my deserted island, I will have an assault bike.
Oh,
No,
interesting.
I'm
I was like,
It's one of my least favorite
like, what the
modalities
fuck? Yeah.
of all time. I would have a deadlift of some sort, whatever I could muster. I would probably find a way to fashion some cutting device to make logs into something that I could deadlift.
Sure.
Or I could just get a couple stones and try to find evenly weighted ones and
Let
do
it
it
rip.
that way. So to then round out comprehensive full body, I would also do thrusters.
nice.
I mean, that basically covers near everything. So,
Yeah.
and then just for mobility's sake, I too would have a lunge of some sort.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
that would be it for moi.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there might be a hidden orange theory on the back half of the island
Perhaps.
that I could really indulge in and work on my times each week.
Yeah. And
But
show up with, oh, hey guys, I
Yeah.
made it. Here's my heart rate monitor.
yeah.
So
So
you go back to your half of the island and
yeah.
coconut husks and warthog fucking fumes.
Yeah. Trying to beat the crabs time.
Fuck yeah. Oh my God. Next on the list, we got supplements.
Yes.
You kick us off.
All right. We've touched on this before, but just to kind of reiterate, these I think are just non-negotiable. And well, two of the three people are absolutely deficient in, and the third is just an amazing supplement to add to quality of life and mental fortitude. So the two that are most often of deficiencies in people,
There it is.
there it is.
We were waiting for this moment. If you can hear the banging, you're welcome.
Bang like they'd never bung before. Vitamin D. So especially in winter months, my goodness. I mean, that sort of depressive episodic thing is absolutely real. And I, for myself, anyone I work with or coach or clients, I'm like, you need to be mega dosing vitamin D. Like not just like your, one daily value pill, like
my
5X that
1,000,
thing.
yeah.
And it's crazy the amount of feedback you get. Like, I didn't know I was feeling that bad. It's like, yeah,
Surprise, motherfucker.
yeah, we're there to survive, but you can survive a little bit more better with some proper vitamin D. And again, it's not just overall well-being benefits on a brain and bone and organ level. It just helps all things. And that leads me to my next one, which is magnesium. Now, I will say the use of magnesium in recent years has had a favorable uptick. Maybe not necessarily in the way that I would recommend it, is that as a sleep aid. Now, good sleep is great. Magnesium at night can absolutely help you sleep. But as a mineral, your body needs the living crap out of it. And we are by baseline deficient in it. If we really lean on caffeine, we're absolutely deficient in it. So, excuse me, again, bone, organ, brain, muscular performance, all of those things. I mean, I do 2 different doses of magnesium a day. one in the morning, one in the evening. And I don't need it. I could still do a third and be happy. But people are like, oh, well, I just do a little bit for sleep. And again, that's better than nothing.
Sure.
And if your sleep does improve because of it, great.
Right.
But your body, all of its systems and things do need more magnesium than most people give it credit for. Lastly is going to be creatine. Now, I do love the physical benefits of creatine. It can help in muscle recovery, performance, but main thing for me is the mental side of things. So cognition for me is greatly improved. I'm on it. So people also like, well, you only need 5 to 10 grams a day, which is great. That is the max efficacious dose, 5 for ladies, 10 for men for the physical benefits. Now you enter a completely different echelon of what creatine can do when you start looking at the brain effects, which there can be a small uptick when you do 5 to 10, but a lot of studies have shown in terms of cognition, Alzheimer's, dementia, that when you mega dose creatine, the brain creatine levels, which you need to get a meaningful uptick there, you do need to have something that's hypersaturated across the blood-brain barrier. So that daily is around 20 to 30 grams, but you do feel a difference. And person to person dependent, your stomach and your digestion will have a bit of a time contending with it. So for me, I can tell you, if I keep it around 20 grams in one dose, I'm fine. You can also break that up throughout the day.
Sure.
But I do feel a palpable effect, especially if I'm like sleep deprived. Or I didn't get a good, if I just wake up, pound 20 grams of creatine, within 90 minutes, it's the equivalent of caffeine, if not better.
I would argue it does feel better, especially those mornings where you feel like completely fucking zonked and like out of it. Yeah, it makes a very noticeable difference.
So I think creatine is a slept on supplement. And again, because of how the internet is getting things more in vogue, it has more representation now than it ever has, which is awesome. More and more practitioners and influencers, or even on the female side, which is great, being like, hey, you need this. People of any age and any sex, you can benefit from creatine. And it's such a low hanging fruit, such an inexpensive supplement to get one of the largest and well documented supported benefits. Period.
Yeah, no brainer. Word. So I am going to start with what you just kicked off with. Creatine was my first supplement. I don't know that there's anything left to explain about it. So creatine, if it's not abundantly clear,
some benefits real quick.
True. It will teach you to deal with drinking something that is sometimes maybe not the most pleasant, especially if you are doing like a super dose of it.
It is a little chalky. That is a good disclaimer to throw out there. If you put 20 grams,
you'll feel the difference.
It's going to be a little chalky. The benefits far outweigh the discomfort of having chalk mouth for a little bit.
100%.
But continue, sorry.
Yeah. So that's my only addition to that.
It does heighten the likelihood of you pulling a higher rarity card in your Pokemon packs, I heard.
That's true. I do that every day. And so, that's pretty much pre-rip routine is just, I think I might start just, chiefing it.
Bump of creatine?
Yeah. Bumperooski.
2.
Number 2, I said beet juice. And I said this because there has been clear studies looking at using the NO2 boosting sides of supplements compared to like a good beet juice, and Lakewood Organics makes the most potent version of this. So while it is technically not a supplement, if you treat it like that pre-workout or especially cardio training, I mean, holy shit, it is a monumental difference.
Dope.
We have 2-3 good episodes that are like, here's heart stuff. So highly recommend if you're curious about some of those things, but essentially your efficacy is going to be way better. Your time to fatigue is going to be way better. So rip some beet juice about 60, 90-ish minutes before you train. Try Lakewood Organics. Turnip Truck, I think, is probably the best place to get it in Nashville. It's a little pricey, but it is worth it.
For those of you who are not in the Nashville area, Turnip Truck is like our neighborhood mini Whole Foods.
And it is fucking divine.
It's dope.
It's very, very delicious. And then the last one I had was, it's funny, we took pretty different routes here. L-theanine.
Okay.
I think a commonly thrown around thing, probably the most well known for like matcha and green teas and things in that space, where people say, oh, okay, L-theanine, that's to help me not get like caffeine jitters, right? Yeah, sort of, but it also is just a excellent tool for helping you better regulate, especially if you're somebody who deals with like anxiety just regularly. This will help cut that edge without you feeling like you are dissociating or like losing a piece of yourself in the process, which you might from like an SSRI or something along
Or even
those
ashwagandha
lines.
if you take it enough.
Right. So, and not knocking any of those things, but more so just giving people options. I know for my brother-in-law, like taking a good L-theanine, I think he uses Thorne stuff, is like a fucking life-saving tool. So
Dope.
highly recommend checking
That's
that
a good
out.
call out.
Yeah. That wraps up our supplements. Final third tier of our top 3 of 3. We got values.
Yes.
So this can be, taken many, many different ways. Have you ever done like a values finding exercise?
I haven't. I've been sent all kinds of personality tests or
Sure.
where you lean on the philosophical scale of that kind of thing, but I've not leaned too far into it. It's like quick cursory glances. I'm like, I'm probably that, whatever.
Yeah, there's an excellent exercise that I've done probably 2 or 3 times in different like therapy sessions. And essentially you start with as robust of a list as possible. And then you have to keep taking things away and until you're left down to usually 3. And those tend to be your core tenant things.
Does this process, is it digital or is it just a normal exercise?
You can do it either way. I mean,
The direction I'm taking with that is it not only indicative of your value set where you end up in, as well as the sequence of things that you eliminate to get there?
that is part of the process for sure. Okay. Yeah. So you want to write everything out in some way, shape, or form so you can see what pieces you are taking away. The one caveat that I'll give to this is that this tends to change in some way, shape, or form depending on your season of life. I bet your values will be actually pretty drastically different if you've had a child, or if you've lost a parent, or if you, whatever good, bad thing that happens or season of your life, your values will be sort of challenged and changed. So it's not something that you just like do once and
It's
you're
not
like
static. It's more like a star plot depending on.
correct.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing to know.
Yeah. So highly recommend people do this. It's just a good exercise for your own self-awareness. And
What
just
is
like,
it called?
you could just look up like value finder, like value finder drill or exercise.
It's gonna be coupons.
Yeah, true. Fucking here's Kroger. Yeah. And turnip truck. Get your beet juice. So
Give us number one. First value,
number one,
or all three actually.
yeah,
Rip them through.
We'll change it up. We'll go tit for tat here. Number one, I
Tits
said,
out of this, dude.
dude, they're fucking in. Take your tits out. Community was number one.
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the way that I feel when I have no community versus when I do, I know the difference. It is something that is just like, I would argue, paramount to any human being's well-being. And I don't just mean like, oh yeah, like I see people when I like go to work. Like, no, you need people around you that are part of the shit that you like to do, that you are naturally drawn towards, and shit that you don't like, that you still manage to maintain relationship with and work through shit with and say, I don't agree with that politically, or I think this, and you don't like hate each other, and you can work through it. There's a lot of growth that happens in that space that you just genuinely cannot reproduce in any other way. So yeah, community is up there. What's value number one for you?
Kindness and consideration.
Okay.
Just it does make life better. It makes your interactions better, makes your time better amongst people. And there's no getting around people unless you live on a deserted island that has an Orange Theory on the back.
True.
But
And a mountain of hog carcasses.
that's something that was instilled to me at a very early age from my parents. Just be kind, just be considerate, don't completely do away with your own interests, but try to keep them pretty low on the totem pole. Try to make sure everyone around you has their needs taken care of first and are acknowledged or represented. And yeah, just be nice, just be considerate. We're at a minimum of that at this point, and I think we need to start bringing those levels up. And I get it. Our Western world right now is a very confusing place. However, now is a time that is more important than ever to lean into that and just nurture the relationships and the kindnesses between people, because it's really easy just to be, a curmudgeon at this point, just to be so jaded and confused and over it all that your immediate connections suffer, which they don't have to.
Yeah. When in doubt, it's us versus the 4,000 billionaires. So don't forget that the solidarity is amongst the other, 6 billion of us. Yeah.
True.
I said health was next, just as a, value in terms of monitoring, prioritizing, focusing on health and expressions that feed into that. Exercising, walking, running, eating well, sleeping, the things that are, that promote health and longevity in a body that can continually do stuff. It will not happen by accident. So you have to make it a piece of the totem pole. Otherwise it's just going to fucking fall by the wayside. Number 2,
we're going to colloquially call this just having that dog in you.
Fuck yeah.
It's just the Spartan need to continue on, to trudge, to give everything your all, the best you can. It might not be perfect. Your 100% this day might just be 70% of your capacity, but as long as you're giving it everything you can and not letting distractions or anything like that really take you off the path. Yeah, not everybody has it. And just when you have that dog in you, and like you are not going to stop. It might not be perfect. It might be a shooting gallery in terms of progress and where you need to get to, but you will get there.
So perseverance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just absolutely having the willingness to trudge through anything.
Okay. I like that. That's good stuff.
Survive at all costs. Succeed at all costs.
Yeah. And it's really about, it's just self-reflection though, right? Because it doesn't come down to, it's not an outcome based necessarily. No. It's about the day in front of you and whether or not you showed up in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, that's good. It holds yourself to a good standard that
I try to.
Yeah, no one else can do for you or make or break, right? So that's good. I think the kindness and that mesh actually pretty well. My last one is interesting. I call it flexibility and routine balance. So essentially, like all the other things you need, routine in your life to have health and to be able to persevere and to have a community. There's innately some degree of routine involved, but you can bake in flexibility in terms of like the option to go to that wedding all of a sudden, or to fly home for a friend who's in the hospital, or things like that. I think I highly value showing up is almost what if part of that exercise too, as I'm thinking through this, is like, you want to try to reduce down to the most core tenet of the ethos of what the value is, right? So it's an ability and a willingness to show up because life is a one-way arrow. And so you only get so many potential stops on the train, right? That you can pop off and then get back on and whatever. So I value that a lot, that ability to do something at a moment's notice, so to speak.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's dope. I can appreciate that for sure. My last 3 is very simple, It's not a complicated thing, but it's something that's often hard won, and a lot of people just having an open mind. And I say that in terms of just being able to take in new information, and if it does need to overwrite something that you held absolutely dear for the longest time, then that's okay. You need to look at all factors, be truly open-minded, and try to be as objective as possible, regardless of tribalism, regardless of indoctrination. You know, look at all facts as openly as you can and try to make the best decision that way. Because depending on conditioning, depending on upbringing, depending on the people you surround yourself by, the crazy tribalist, divisive things that we're experiencing, at least in our culture, is crazy.
It is crazy.
So, and most people have foregone the idea of thinking for themselves, and they're just importing new values and philosophies wholesale without really
from ChatGPT.
Vetting it themselves and be like, is this actually right? Is this actually correct? Does this actually serve me to the best of what I need for myself? So it's truly just keeping an open mind and not just dipping your head down into the turbulence and just letting either the machine or people sway your own decisions and decision making for you. And just try to keep as open mind as possible. That sounds redundant.
That's awesome. That's a really good one. That's an important one. And I think is one of the biggest catalysts to how your values can change in different seasons. Because the more rigidly you define yourself, the less of a independent, real human I think you really 100%. Are. I think it takes quite a bit of vulnerability and admitting you're wrong and all those kinds of things to change for the better, which sometimes fucking sucks.
Oh, for sure.
But it's way better than being the curmudgeon piece of shit who's a racist bigot, garbage can by the time that they're XYZ age. Like, you just get molded. And so, that's a really good one. Love it.
Dig it. Well, that is our top 3 of our top 3. So anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. Tune in for the next workout. And make a list, go through the value exercise. If you have questions about any of the workout stuff, please reach out. Happy to help and guide and clarify things.
You can. I say fuck everybody.
That's right. And just be, here you go. We got an inquiry. But until next time, into the ether.
All right. Till the next time, Long and Thick.
Bye.
Bye.